I dream of a stranger, and that's weird because I've changed so many times. So when I dream, I don't know who to dream of.
The Alrick Show, inspiration, motivation, one vision, hope to a new generation. Together we can live and learn. Yes, we're one family on the Alrick Show.
Hi, I'm Alrick and welcome to the show. Oraine Simpson is 26 years old and has been battling renal failure for over a decade, and he's still fighting for his life. Oraine, how are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How are you feeling now? You heard what I just said.
Yeah.
You're still fighting.
It's a very good feeling to know that I am one of the persons who are able to actually get renal failure in Jamaica and survive it and still fight, because Jamaica itself is not very good in its medical care for kidney patients. So definitely it's a pleasure to really be able to fight and really advocate for other kidney patients as well.
What does it mean to your mental health knowing that you get up every day and anything at all could literally go wrong?
Exactly. It's one of those things that it's very hard to deal with mentally, and I always tell people that battling depression and anxiety and all of that is a real issue, but over time I guess I adapt to having all the other issues, because I gotten kidney failure at a young age, at 16.
16?
That's correct. And that was the first issue that I had. But kidney failure itself caused many other issues.
Yeah.
I've done over 10 major surgeries to date. I've done a full open heart surgery because I had pericarditis, which is a disease of the heart. So I had to do open heart surgery to fix that. I have reconstructed my knee because I had patellar tendon rupture, which the tendon tore from the bone, and I had to reconstruct my knee. I have had 2 major fistulas, that is where I can be able to do dialysis. I've done what was it called? I've done a catheter to my chest, which is in the subclavian vein, also for treatment. I've done parathyroidectomy to remove my parathyroid glands because those were causing issues. I've reconstructed my face, which is I should have done a mandibulectomy, but I did not.
What's that?
So that is to remove the mandible, which is the right jawbone, because I had a tumor called a brown tumor that extended as large as a baseball, completely disfiguring my face. Yeah. So I fixed that as well. So again, and this is all stemming from kidney failure, because it's more likely for persons with kidney failure to have hyperparathyroidism, which is overproducing of the parathyroid glands, more PTH and more calcium. And that's literally in a short period of time.
Oraine, you know what is interesting?
Yeah.
You're sitting here and you're telling me all this and you're smiling through it.
Exactly, and that's why I always tell people, my life may be harder, or my cards may be more difficult, but I'm actually still in the game and I'm playing.
Why do you keep fighting?
All my dreams and aspirations that I set out for as a child, I still have not completed most of them, and I will.
Tell me about your dreams.
So I'm actually one of those smart person, they would say, because I did CXC only one time when I got all 9 subjects. I did CAPE as well while going through early stages of renal failure, going to the hospital twice per week. And I'm from the country, I'm from Clarendon originally.
Oh. So you have to travel into Kingston?
Into Kingston, and I only could go to school because I was on a shift at KPH, which is Monday and Thursday. So I had to be going to the hospital on Mondays, on Thursdays, and going to school for the rest of the day while doing CAPE. But I still passed. And afterwards, I went to do computer repair and system administration while still going through renal failure. And I still passed as well.
Before going to bed at night, what do you tell yourself?
Tomorrow is the next day, and tomorrow the fight continues. And I am a strong individual. I wouldn't say I'm strong, because strong would mean that I would not be easily broken, but I've been broken. So the word I'll use is probably resilient, because all the other aspects that try to get me down, I still try to rise above all of that.
The first day when you got word that you have kidney disease, take me to that day.
All right, so
that
was a weird time, because I was having symptoms of kidney failure, but being in the country, no one else has kidney failure. It was strange. So they actually, I think I was misdiagnosed for allergic reactions, and I can remember vividly being given Peritol, which is a medicine for allergic reactions, because they were seeing swelling, shortness of breath, all fluid retention, edema, all of the issues of renal failure. But only then they did the blood test, and it came back where things were off the chart. Things that should be 10, like creatinine, bone protein, albumin. So they turned to my mother and asked her if she has like money. I'm like, why are you asking that?
She has money.
So they're saying that it looks like acute kidney failure. Acute would mean that it's early stages and it may be able to be reversed. But then I was sent to KPH from Chapelton Hospital, and that's when I was diagnosed with stage 5. So I did not go through the first stages. I went straight to stage 5, which is needing a transplant or substitution treatment, which is dialysis, which I've been doing for over 10 years, because I have a rare blood type, which is B negative. So it's very difficult to get a donor. Also, I am on the lesser gene, which is my mother. So because I don't have like a father figure or his side of family, which may have been the stronger gene. So my mother's side is not a match to me.
We take a break. When we come back, we continue our talk with Oraine Simpson.
The Alrick Show. The Alrick Show.
Welcome back to the show. Oraine Simpson has been battling renal failure for the past 10 years. In fact, he has done just about 10 major surgeries, including open heart surgery, knee surgery. Oraine, 10 surgeries, 10 years. How do you feel now? Still so hopeful, and you're literally an inspiration to millions.
That's one of the things that keeps me going, being an inspiration, because I've been through it. I've been at the wards. I've been through practically all the clinics in the hospital, like surgery clinic, heart clinic. So I've been there and I've seen different types of patients, different individuals, and I realized that I would not have been the worst. So being an inspiration to others is also what keeps me going.
Let's go back just a bit at 16 years old. When these changes started for you, what were you saying to your friends, and how did all that make you feel?
I mostly would say my parents and my wife, because they are the support system that I have, and they are the reason that I would be fighting. I was feeling a bit hopeless at one point when it really dawned in the event that I was missing out on a lot, because I had to go to the hospital, and at the early stages I had to be admitted several times, because getting used to dialysis isn't one of them. I was having infections in the catheter, because it's not good for you to have foreign bodies inside you. I was having issues with bad feeling, vomiting. I felt as if I was gonna be completely different. Especially when it started affecting physical activities like sports and stuff. If I play sports, I'll get an infection. So it affected me negatively in several aspects.
Your diet?
That's one also, because you have to be on a renal diet. And a renal diet is like low sodium, low phosphorus, low everything. So practically all the things are taken out.
Let's talk about the financial aspect of it. You have to do the dialysis, you have to do all these surgeries, plus your diet, complete
Correct.
transformation, complete change. How did you cope? Or
It's
how do you cope?
well, I really don't know, but actually I work very hard, and I've been working when I was 19 years old,
Yeah.
and this is with renal failure, because I've had renal failure from around 16. Thankfully, when I actually got admitted to KPH, because I was very young and the prospect of getting a bright future was still there, so I was actually admitted to the renal unit at KPH, which dialysis would have given free of cost under the government.
Good.
So that would have
Offset a lot of
offset
things.
a lot of the cost,
Yeah.
because dialysis in Jamaica, that's one of the things that I need to talk about as well, because the cheapest I know it is at the University of the West Indies, and that's $7,000 per treatment, and you need at least 3 treatments per week.
You're waiting for a kidney transplant.
It's not really a wait, because I'm not on a list.
Oh.
I would need a donor. Jamaica doesn't have a waiting list, so you need a donor first, and my chances of getting a donor would have to be from a stranger, would not be a family member, because my blood type, and I don't have one side of the family, which probably would have
Do you know that side of the family?
No, I don't.
You don't know your father's side of family?
No,
Any at all?
any at
You
all.
have any idea where they might be from?
I once visited him when I was in like 7th grade in high school, and that's in Clarendon as well, and that's practically it.
You don't know where he is?
No.
Wow. What has been your lowest point?
When I could not walk, when I did reconstructed my knee, because I had to learn to walk again. I also had to learn to walk when I did heart surgery, because I was laying down for so long. I had to regain my balance. Because the heart surgery, they actually removed the pericardium, which is the top layer of the heart. So they had to go inside, and they did what is called a sternotomy and a pericardectomy. So they'd have cut through the top layer of my chest, break through the ribs, and then remove the top layer of the heart.
When you stop to look at yourself, let's say in the mirror, and you see a complete transformation.
That's difficult. That's always difficult, because, and I always tell a person, especially my wife, I told her that I dream of a stranger, and that's weird, because I've changed so many times. If you should see pictures when I was small, then when I had the tumor, and when I removed the tumor, that's literally 3 different appearances. So when I dream, I don't know who to dream of.
When you take up a photo,
It's a completely stranger. Because what happened is that I did not have inflammation in like my skin. It's your bone structure, and your bone is what creates your image. Because while your skin is wrapped around your skull, if your skull was supposed to change, you would have a completely different structure. So it's not like cosmetic where you would do rhinoplasty with your nose or stuff, which is muscles. If your bone is supposed to change, you can look completely different.
do you love who you are now?
I appreciate who I am now, because it shows all that I've been through.
But do you love who you are?
Yeah. Well, love is a very strong word, because I would have been through many changes. So I would have chose somebody else, or I would choose a different version of me.
But for those who knew you before,
It's strange.
what's their reaction, and how do you feel when they see you? What is that experience like?
I always tell people that kids would laugh or jeer about stuff that is of the unknown.
How does
But
that
when-
make you feel?
Well, because they're children, I would not feel any way. But when adults do it, it shows the illiteracy level of Jamaicans and how weird they are. Sickness happens to anybody and everybody, and it is spontaneous. So you can wake up tomorrow and your whole life changes. So I wish persons would really think about how life and how it manifests, and so they can be educated about stuff. And so education and awareness is really what I am all about.
And I'm very happy that you're here to help to spread that awareness. We take a break. When we come back, we meet Oraine's wife, Daniel.
The Alrick Show. The Alrick Show.
Welcome back to the show. Daniel is here with us, or should I say Mrs. Simpson is here with us. Daniel, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
How are
Nice to
you
meet
doing?
you. I'm okay.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. All right, tell me something now, Daniel. Let me get a little bit into the business. Where on the journey, I'm speaking to Oraine about his 10-year journey battling renal failure. Where on the journey did you join him?
In 2018. So we met in 2018. We started a friendship, and then in 2019, that's when we started a relationship.
How did you meet?
We met at work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What impressed you about her most? Why you decided on a friendship?
Well, just the peaceful nature, because I needed that when everything get rough. I needed someone that I could confide into, a peaceful, reserved individual. Even before we started a relationship, I always tell her everything that's going on, and she understood and was able to communicate effectively.
When Oraine started to share his story with you, the deep layers, what were your thoughts?
I was okay with it because I have family members who are sick. Like my grandmother, she went through a hard time with, they weren't sure, but they said it was kidney failure along with other things. So I understood the situation. So I just went deep into it, get to know him more, because he's a great person beyond the sickness.
What do you love about Oraine?
I like how he's bold, like he has a bold personality. I really love that about him. I wish I had that confidence like him. So that's what, draw me closer to him, his confidence.
Take me into marriage now. What made you decide that, hey, we're going to get married so that we'll enjoy our lifetime together?
Yes, so he proposed close to my birthday. He wanted to wait for a while, but I was very eager and excited. I was like, let's get married in February of 2022. And he's like, no, you need to wait. Give people a bit more time to plan. I'm like, okay, let's do it in March. And then, called my parents, told them I'm getting married in March. And like, okay, it was something small because I don't do well with crowd. Yeah. So it was something small, and it was lovely. Cool. It was held in Portmore. It was very lovely, very exciting.
Oraine, when Daniel said yes to you, what did all of that mean to you?
It actually meant the world because of our relationship that we have created.
That friendship.
Yeah, it almost seemed like it was an absolute yes, but I wanted to hear her say it. And the funny thing about it, my knee, remember I did surgery, so I mistakenly went down on the wrong knee, so I was falling. But she held me.
She held you once again. She was there.
I have like an incision, like my entire knee. I had to reconstruct.
Oh God.
But I wasn't thinking about it. I was overwhelmed with joy.
Do you want to have children?
Yes, I do. I want to have 3 kids.
3?
Yeah,
Oraine?
maybe 3.
Yeah.
Already ready for the 3?
Definitely. But not time as yet, because I want her to finish her education.
Yeah. What are you pursuing? How old are you?
Nursing. I'm 24.
Nursing?
Yeah.
What is that a decision because of taking care of Oraine?
It was a motivation to do it. Yes. Because I really had 2 choices, to be a nurse or a teacher.
Yeah.
And with him, it was closer to the nurse than the teacher.
If you were a match for a kidney, would you donate it?
Yes, and actually, funny story. When we met, I was like, "Do you want one of my kidneys?" Yeah, but it's best to get like a specific match because it's not really like a blood type thing. But yeah, it's best to get a specific match. But I tell him every day if I had the chance, I would give you one, actually, so you can live longer and a happy life.
That's so beautiful. Do you keep falling in love and in love and in love with Oraine over and over again, especially through the changes? Do you have to learn to love him again and again?
Well, not really. It's just deeper into the love. Like every day, I get to see a different side, how he reacts in different situations. So yeah, and it makes me happy.
Great.
So yes.
Oraine, would you like to hold your Daniel's hand and just to tell her exactly how you feel?
The funny thing about it is that I always tell her that I needed a special kind of love, because in my situation, we won't be hypocritical in our thinking. We have to be level-minded and level-headed. So our communication is very excellent in the way that we grow, and we have been together for a very long time. And I just want to say thank you, even if I've said it a million times. Thank you for loving me. I know that you love me, and I appreciate the love, and it is reciprocated a million times.
Right. Yeah, but I just want to say thank you so much for loving me, and I'm so happy that we understand each other, can level, and we kind of have the same goals, which makes the relationship easier, and I really appreciate you.
Appreciate you too.
Daniel and Oraine, both of you, an inspiration to me, and I'm sure to our viewers at home. Thank you so much for sharing with us today. I love you both. Thank you very much. I want also to tell you that to support your journey and to help you to cope financially, the Alrick Show, courtesy of the producers of the show and myself and the sponsors, would love to give you $100,000 that will help you to support you. All right? So we ensure that reaches
really
your
appreciate
account. All right? So thank you, Daniel.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Definitely. Thanks for having us.
All right. I want to thank Oraine and his wife Daniel for sharing with us today on the Alrick Show. Truly an inspiration, truly motivation, and we will continue to watch them, observe them, and we wish Oraine all the best and his wife all the best. Thank you for joining us. Take good care.